did you do last week? Did you travel or were you going to school?
I was going to school.
Are you in Bangalore now?
Yeah.
Okay. Yashasvi, how about you?
It was good.
All right. Great. And are you at school or school is yet to begin?
I went to school.
Okay. You have the same calendar as Bangalore, I guess. You started in June, I guess.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. We're going to begin now. I think Mukul might not join us. Vibha, is the recording started? So we can show it to Mukul whenever he's available. Okay, great. Now I'm going to put my video off. Sonal, hi to you. How are you? Okay, Sonal,
I'm fine, Vikram.
great. Great to see you on the live session. Okay, so we're going to start. I'm going to put my video off. In today's session, before I do that, I'll explain what we're going to do. And also, I want to check with you. I had sent us a message on the group asking you to keep these windows open. One is this window, where we're having the Google Meet. And the second was the vocabulary list of Survivor from the Sky. Have you got all this on your screen or on your computer? Anya and Yashasvi?
Yes.
Okay, great. Perfect. Now I'm going to go off the video and I'm going to share my screen with you. Okay. Is my screen visible to you? Yes?
Yes.
Okay. Now what I request you to do is open your folder. For example, Anya, if you have a folder named after your a folder named after your name. You see this folder, Anya? Anya,
Yes.
Yes, please open that. In that, you will see at the end, right at the end, you will see a document called WRT Anya, Survivor from the Sky.
Okay.
Please open that. And Yashasvi, in your folder, number 4, you have this
Yeah.
folder. Please open it. And at the end, you will find a document called WRT Yashasvi.
Yeah.
Okay. So it looks something like this. Okay. So now you have 3 windows. One is the screen of the Google Meet, where you will see is the Google Meet. Second is your empty Word document. And the third is your vocabulary document. Am I right? You have 3 windows now, 3 active windows.
Yes.
Okay. Now you look at my screen, the Google document. You remember this exercise that we did 2 weeks or 3 weeks ago?
Yes.
Yes. Anya, do you remember? Yashasvi, do you?
Yeah.
Perfect.
I remember.
Perfect. Now, if you remember, we had done the macro proposition or the heading for the first 3 paragraphs. You remember Mukul had asked me what is a macro proposition, and we had a short discussion. We did an example. We studied the micro propositions, and then we gave an overall idea of that paragraph, and that I said is the macro proposition. Do you remember this discussion?
Yeah.
Perfect. Now, Yashasvi, you will do this. You see what I'm going to do next. You do this. I'm going to do it for paragraph A. You do the same for paragraph B. I will read the micro propositions of paragraph A. Soul survivor, plane crash, Amazon jungle. And I thought, okay, this paragraph is an introduction to the story. And I write there, introduction to the story. Now, Anya, you will read the micro propositions of paragraph B and then the macro propositions of paragraph B.
Okay. Horrific storm, lightning, nosedive, plane breaks, strapped to row of seats, free fall, lose consciousness, and what happened during the crash.
So, before you read the macro propositions, what are the micro propositions talking about?
They're all things that happened during the crash.
Perfect. And that is what we summarized and put in the first column or
Yeah.
the second column. All right. Now, um, I forgot who. Yashasvi, you spoke now, right?
No,
Or was
I.
it Anya?
It was Anya.
Okay. So, Yashasvi, now your turn. Paragraph C.
So, paragraph C, factors that saved her.
Mm-hmm.
Survived,
Mm-hmm.
factors, strong updraft,
Mm-hmm.
spiraling movement,
Mm-hmm.
canopy of trees,
Mm-hmm.
maze of vines, slowed.
Can you explain what these points are saying?
They're telling us the factors that saved her.
Okay. So, explain the factors.
So the first one is saying how that she survived.
Mm-hmm.
The second one is just saying that these are factors.
Yeah. What are the factors?
So there was a strong updraft.
Mm-hmm. Can you explain that a bit?
There was a strong updraft by the wind.
Yes. And so, what does that do?
And that slowed her
Mhm.
down.
Okay. And the next factor?
The spiraling movement.
Mm-hmm. Of what? Spiraling movement of what?
The spiraling movement of
Of?
the wind.
Was it the spiraling movement of the wind or was it the row of seats?
Yeah, sorry, the row of seats.
Mm-hmm. Okay. And then
So,
what?
so the row of seats had a spiraling movement.
Mm-hmm. Okay. And what happens if there's a spiraling movement?
Um,
Okay, you can go to the next point.
the next one is canopy of trees.
Mm-hmm. Explain it. Suppose you had a friend next to you who's joined the class after 3 sessions. She's late to join. How would you explain this? What does this paragraph talk about? She'll wonder what a canopy of trees is. Tell her.
Um, should I explain what
Yes,
happened?
yes. That's what I'm asking you to do. Explain to her
She hit the canopy of trees.
where was the canopy of trees? From where did it come? Where is this happening? What is it about? I have no clue. Pretend that I know nothing about it. So tell me, what is this about? Canopy of trees from where?
In the jungle.
Yes, a canopy of trees in the jungle. And when she had the plane crash and as she was falling, she didn't hit the ground, she hit the canopy of trees. So that protected her
Yeah,
from, yeah,
from hitting the ground.
exactly. So explain what I mean to say is you understand it already, you know already, but it's in your mind, right? I want you to say it out or explain it to somebody else, whatever you know about the story. Okay. And then what is a maze of vines?
So the maze of vines
Mhm.
slowed her landing.
Okay. You know what vines are, right?
Yeah.
Okay. Now, we will go alternatingly. That means first Anya, then Yashasvi. So paragraph D, Anya will do, E, Yashasvi will do. Then again F, Anya, E, Yashasvi. And then H, either of you can do it. Yeah, Anya, paragraph D. Read the micro propositions and then tell me what the paragraph is about. You will type it.
So awoke hours later,
Uh-huh.
fractured bone in the neck,
Mm-hmm.
concussion, and deep cuts in her leg and back.
Yes.
So I think this paragraph is about all her injuries.
Injuries or the injuries of the crash, right? Or after the crash. Okay. Next, Yashasvi.
E. So I need to say the what I think it's about, right?
Yes. So first, I would like you to read aloud the micro propositions.
Familiarity,
Mm-hmm.
wilderness,
Mm-hmm.
hope,
Mm-hmm.
grown up in the jungle,
Mm-hmm.
follow a little stream.
Right.
I think this would be about.
Did you understand what's given in this paragraph? Familiarity. What does it talk about? Can you just to just
It's like about her familiarity with the jungle
good?
and
Why was she
coping
familiar?
with the
Why was she familiar with
wilderness
the jungle?
because she grew up in the jungle.
Yes. And why was that?
Um, her father had a workstation in the
Yes.
jungle.
Yes. Yes. Okay. So you know all these things. So then, what is
It
this
is
paragraph?
about her familiarity with the wilderness.
And what was the most significant thing about it?
That she grew up in the jungle.
How don't you say grow? Okay, not the grow. Sorry, uh, follow a little stream. You also read the other 3 points. That is also part of paragraph E.
Oh
Follow
yeah.
the stream. Set off.
Follow a little stream, set off to the jungle.
Mm-hmm.
After a few days, the search had been called off.
Correct. So now look at the. Don't you think the blue points are more important? Tell me what this paragraph is about. See, she woke up and she had injuries, right? In paragraph D. After that, what happened?
Um, she was trying to.
Yes. What did she do?
She she so she followed a little stream and set off to the jungle. That happens later.
Yes, correct. It's in paragraph E, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, we're talking about the whole paragraph E. What did she do? See, after an accident, what will a person naturally do when you wake up?
She
You look for help, right? You'll try to meet
yeah.
each people. So, what did she do for that? She was all alone. What did she do?
She was trying to search for help by following a little stream.
Absolutely. Follow a little stream. She did that and she set off to the jungle. Did she go against the stream or down the stream? Means against the flow of the river or with the flow of the river?
Um, against I think.
Okay. No, she followed the stream, means she went along with the flow of the river.
Okay.
Okay. Okay. Now, why did she do that? Because she had grown up in the jungle and she knew how to survive.
Yeah.
Okay. And a few days later, she was saying that the search had been called off. So, all this is, so tell me what this paragraph talks about. Is it about the familiarity or what she did after waking up? What she did to survive?
I think it would be about both.
Yes, sure. But what is more, what is the most important thing? Is it really about how familiar she was with the with the jungle, or because of how familiar she was, she knew what to do?
Because about because of how familiar she was, she knew what to do.
Okay, so what is this paragraph about? If you can tell me in one line, what is the main idea, most important point in this
That
paragraph?
she knew what to do
And
because
what was that? What did she know to do?
how to get help,
Yes, and what was that? What was that method of getting help?
following a little stream.
Yes, so the thing is what she did to reach help. Am I right?
Yeah.
Yeah. And the reason she could do that is because she was familiar with the jungle. And why she was familiar is because you know what you have of the history. I would request you to do paragraph F as well.
Okay. No hunger.
Mm-hmm.
Health was deteriorating.
Deteriorate.
Staying
Yes.
in the water and poking the sand with a stick. So
Yes. She had no hunger. Her health was deteriorating. So therefore, what she decided was to stay in the water, even though there were alligators. And why did she choose to remain in the water, even though there were alligators? Because she knew that the alligators were not going to attack her because
they would be scared.
they would be scared of human beings. But what was the real danger?
The jellyfish.
Exactly. And because of that, she was no, it was jellyfish or the stingray.
Yes,
Jellyfish,
stingray.
stingray. And so she would poke the sand with the stick, right?
Yeah.
Just to be careful. So then tell me what the paragraph is about.
I think it would be about her health and
Mhm.
how she was surviving the danger.
Very good. Anya,
Yes.
excellent, Yashasvi. That was very well done. Go ahead.
Swimming,
Mm-hmm.
deeper water, new threats,
Mm-hmm.
crocodiles, spotted a hut, three woodcutters.
Yes.
Um,
Why did she have to start swimming? I just want to recollect your memory.
because the stream had become into a river.
Absolutely. Yeah. So now tell me what this paragraph is about.
So I think that this is how she faced new dangers and eventually found safety.
Very good. This is the main idea. And you can, of course, add over here dangers grew and eventually found. Excellent. You're getting the gist of it just like that with a snap of a finger. Okay. So the last point, Yashasvi. Yashasvi, are you there? We don't hear you. Maybe you're on mute.
Yeah. So it's about when she goes back to the jungle, I think.
Very good. When was that? Immediately after she was rescued, or many years later?
Many years later.
Now, look at what we have in front of us. Okay, you have all the micro propositions. For each of the paragraph, you wrote one short summary line. Okay, now I'm going to color that in maybe green. Is it good?
Yeah.
Now, what I'm going to do is you have this document. Now, open to your vocabulary list. Okay, go through. I give you 1 minute or 2 minutes to put yourself on mute. Go through the vocabulary list. Okay, let's come back. Put your mics on. Okay, now you will open your document, WRT document. Okay, in paragraph, you will see I have named it O, B, C, D. Actually, that O is zero. O means zero. Okay, and I'll explain why I call it zero. What you're going to do now is we will look at only the macro propositions. Only the macro propositions. There are about 8 macro propositions. You can combine them, shorten them, summarize them, create full sentences, and create one paragraph where you will write a short summary of all the macro propositions. Now, for the next 5 minutes, think. You have this on screen. I don't know how to get them together. What you can do is you can go to this folder called study material, number 1 in your folders. In that, you will see 1.1 survivor from the sky table. Please open that. And when you have that ready, please let me know.
I opened it.
Good. How about Yashasvi? You will find it here under study materials. Yashasvi, have you got it?
I'm opening it.
Okay. Ready, Yashasvi? Yashasvi, are you there? Okay. In case it's not opening, Yashasvi, I'll keep this on the screen. When you need me to scroll down, you can ask me to do that. I'll scroll down then. Anya, what you can do is, it's better to use your own screen so that you are free to scroll up and down, like you can see on the screen. What you need to do now is write in column O, write a summary of all the macro propositions.
Okay.
Okay. Yashasvi, you can also start and let me know if you need me to scroll down. The screen will be on.
I found it.
Great. So I will be monitoring what you're typing here. So do I need to keep this on the screen? I don't need to keep this, right? You have both the documents. You have my document as well as your document, right?
Yeah.
Okay, go ahead. Type here a short summary of all the macro propositions. Yes, Anya, go ahead.
So we need to put all the macro
Yes, there are 8
propositions.
macro propositions.
So we need to put them together, right?
Yes, in sentences. It's like creating a summary of what happened. So maybe you will not say introduction to the story. That is not required in your paragraph. You can simply say there was Julian Kopker found herself in a plane crash. Many factors saved her. When she woke up, she realized that she had lots of injuries. And then what did she do? Very, very briefly.
It's like shortening the story.
Yes. Yes. You are shortening the story, not giving too many details, and using all the macro propositions for your pointers only. You don't have to cover all of them. You don't have to have 8 sentences.
You're
You
just
can have
like telling someone what happened in the story so that they don't actually need to read the story, but they still know what happened.
yes. Just use the macro propositions as a reference point to make sure you didn't miss the most important points. You don't have to use all of them, but just as a checklist. And don't worry about being correct. Just type what comes to your mind. Now, you see my screen?
I have it on my screen also.
Okay. Now, you see the first one says, what happened in the crash? Factors that saved her, injuries after the landing, what she did to reach help, how she survived the dangers on the way, and she eventually found safety. Your paragraph should only say there was a crash because of lightning, means the flight in which she was crashed because of lightning. Several factors saved her and prevented her from a free fall. When she woke up, she had several injuries which were not life-threatening, but she was all alone. She followed a stream, knowing that the stream would lead her to safety, and eventually she survived the dangers and found safety. This is all you have to write. What you are doing, you are saying Julian was flying to her father's research station. That is too much detail. You
So
have
can I say that Julian was flying?
what happened? Okay, what happened? Just give me one line. What happened in paragraphs B? Look at the screen. What have I highlighted?
There was lightning. No, there was a horrific storm, and there was lightning and the plane.
Okay, you are giving me the micro propositions. I'm asking you to look at the macro propositions. What does B say?
What happened in the crash?
So all you say is she was in a crash. A plane crashed. That's all. Julian Kepka's plane crashed.
So I can say that Julian was flying.
No,
And
no, no. Julian Kepka's plane crashed. That's all. Just try it out. I'm going to put here for you. Julian Kepka found herself in a plane crash. That's all I wanted to say. Or something similar of that kind. Now you get what I mean to say?
yeah.
Okay. Now, how will you say the second sentence? Factors that saved her life. You don't have to explain the each factor. All you say is several reasons or factors saved her life.
Yeah.
You just look at my screen now. Next, what happened? Injuries after landing. What will you say? However,
She had lots of injuries.
that's it. And then what happened?
Do I have to do this for all the paragraphs?
No, let's focus on one paragraph, Yashasvi.
No, it's not. Yes, it's me.
Sorry.
It's not Yasasvi, it's me.
Oh yeah,
Anya.
Anya. Okay, no. Let me just finish. Just hold. Give us some time. I'm with Yashasvi right now, right? Yashasvi. I'm working on your document, right?
Yes.
Yes. Anya, just hold for a bit. I want to explain something important. So, however, she had many injuries. We are not interested in the micro propositions in this stage. Fractured bone, concussion. No. The word injuries is sufficient for me.
Yeah.
Next, what happened in paragraph E? What happened? She tried to look for help.
She tried to look for help. Yeah.
How did she do that?
By following a stream.
And then what happened? Paragraph Yes.
How she survived the dangers on the way.
How will you put it in a sentence? She survived
The dangers
on the way. And then?
Soon she found safety.
And eventually found what?
Safety.
That's it.
Yeah.
You want to write about this, about when she goes back to the jungle? You can.
After many years,
Yes, after many years. Dictate. I will type.
she goes back. She goes back to the jungle.
Jungle 2. That's it.
To
Now,
the
now read aloud what we have written.
Julian found herself in a plane crash.
Mm-hmm.
Several factors saved her life.
Mm-hmm.
However, she had many injuries.
Mm-hmm.
She decided to look for help by following a stream.
Mm-hmm.
She survived many dangers on the way and eventually found safety.
Mm-hmm.
After many years, she goes back to the jungle to relive the experience.
Relive the experience. Okay. Now what you do, now in paragraph B, read these micro propositions. What will you read? The micro propositions.
Yeah.
Recreate the paragraph. Explain what happened. What happened in the crash? So will you start typing now?
Yeah.
Please go ahead. Anya, you had a question? Yes. You,
Include all the micro propositions.
if you think so, you can omit some of them. If you don't, if you feel some of them are not very important, you can leave them out.
Okay.
Don't think too much. Just write. If there is a correction needed, I will tell you.
Should I try keeping it short like the
No,
other first one we did, or
balance it out.
yeah?
Balance it.
Okay.
Go ahead. Do you want the screen on, or can I stop presenting my screen?
You can stop presenting it.
Okay, thank you. Okay, so let me just interrupt now in your work. Yashasvi, you're doing fine. Anya, you've also done very well. What you can do, I will I will take your leave. I will end this class now. But I request you complete this assignment now in this very sitting. Once it's done, just send me an SMS on the WhatsApp group. Yashasvi, can you do it today and continue for the next half hour or so?
Yes.
Okay, please complete
So,
it. Anya, you're almost done. I know you have just one more para. So
so
once you're done,
I need to do all the paragraphs.
yes, you have just two more paragraphs remaining, right?
Yeah.
Anya? Yeah, you'll be done in 5-10 minutes. Go ahead and finish it. And Yashasvi, you might take about 20 to 25 minutes. Please complete it today itself. Okay?
Yeah. But
All right. You're doing well. Don't worry. You're just not believing in yourself. Any questions, Yashasvi?
no, I think I'll be able to do it.
You've understood what is required, right?
Yeah, so I don't need to include all the micro propositions.
You do. Not all, but some of them. You're writing a summary of that paragraph. You're recreating it.
Yeah.
You have to recreate that paragraph using the points that we have put in the micro proposition. So yes, you do have to mention them, but you can choose to omit one or two of them if you think they're not very important.
Okay.
Yeah. All right. Once you're done, we will talk. So next class, we will after this assignment, I will give you one more assignment. Okay. So once you're done, tomorrow morning, I will post one more assignment for you on the WhatsApp group.
Okay.
All right. See you all. Bye bye.
Bye.
Bye. Bye, Anya.